You've found your way back to fortune flow. I'm Sage, and if you're here, it's not by accident. Think about the last time you walked into a room and lit it up, the joke you made that had everyone laughing, the story you told that held people captive, the energy you brought that made everything feel electric. You're good at that, aren't you? Being the life of the party, the creative one, the one everyone wants at the table because you make things fun. Now think about what happens when you go home, when the audience leaves, when the performance is over, when no one is watching. Do you feel empty? Like you gave everything to everyone else, and now you don't know who you are when you're alone? If you're nodding right now, you're probably a Life Path 3. And this video is going to explain why your greatest gift, the thing that makes you magnetic, creative, unstoppable, is also the thing that exhausts you. Because Life Path 3s don't just create, they perform. And when the performance never stops, the gift becomes a cage. In numerology, the number 3 represents creativity, self-expression, and communication. Where the 1 initiates and the 2 connects, the 3 creates. They are artists, writers, performers, speakers, anyone who takes what's inside and brings it into the world in a way that moves people. The 3 is charismatic, magnetic. They walk into a room and people notice, not because they demand attention, but because their energy is contagious. Psychologically, Life Path 3s are what we call externalizers. They process the world by expressing it. They think out loud. They create to understand. They perform to connect. And when a Life Path 3 is in their power, they are breathtaking. They inspire. They uplift. They make people feel alive. But here's the part most people miss. The Life Path 3 doesn't just create for joy. They create because it's how they prove they matter. And when your value is tied to your output, you can never stop creating, even when you're exhausted, even when the well runs dry, even when you don't know who you are without the applause. That is the 3's shadow, and it's heavier than anyone realizes. The Life Path 3 soul came into this world to create, not just art, not just music or writing or performance, creation in the broadest sense, taking what's invisible and making it visible, taking what's felt and making it known. 3S's are naturally expressive. Words come easily to them. Ideas flow. They see connections others miss. They can take a complex emotion and turn it into a song, a story, a moment that makes people say, yes, that's exactly how I feel. They are magnetic because they are fully alive. When a 3 is engaged, when they're in their element, they don't just participate, they radiate. They make everything around them brighter. 3S are also deeply optimistic. Where others see problems, the 3 sees possibility. Where others see limits, the 3 sees a stage. They believe, genuinely believe, that life is meant to be joyful, and they dedicate themselves to making it so. When a Life Path 3 is in their power, they are the ones who remind the world that beauty matters, that joy matters, that self-expression is not a luxury, it's a birthright. But here's what breaks my heart about Life Path 3s. They believe their value is measured by how entertained, inspired, or impressed other people are by them. Let me say that differently. The Life Path 3 doesn't just create because it feels good. They create because they need the validation. They need to know they matter. and the only way they know they matter is if someone is watching. This is the three's deepest wound, the fear that if they're not creating, performing, shining, they are invisible. So they never stop. They become the entertainer at every gathering, the friend who always has a story, the person everyone calls when they need energy. And it's exhausting, because here's the thing about performance. It requires an audience. And when the three ties their self-worth to external validation, they become dependent on it. They need the likes, the comments, the applause, the "you're so talented." And when it doesn't come, when the post doesn't perform, when the room goes quiet, the three spirals. They think, "I'm not good enough. I'm losing it. People are tired of me. I'm too much." That is the shadow of the three. The gift becomes a cage. Because if you can't stop performing, you can never just be. If you're a life path 3, tell me if this resonates. You are brilliant at starting projects. The first draft, the initial idea, the brainstorm, that's where you shine. But finishing, that's harder. Because once the excitement fades, so does your energy. You struggle with depth, not because you're shallow, but because staying in one emotion for too long feels suffocating. So you deflect with humor. You move on quickly. You keep things light, even when you're breaking inside. You are terrified of being boring, of losing people's attention, so you overperform. You exaggerate stories to make them funnier. You embellish details to keep people engaged. Not because you're dishonest, but because mediocrity feels like death. You have a complicated relationship with your own success. When things go well, you feel like an imposter. When things go badly, you feel like a failure. There's no middle ground. You're either amazing or you're nothing. And here's the hardest part. You don't know how to rest, because rest feels like disappearing, and disappearing feels like dying. So you fill every silence with noise, every stillness with motion, every quiet moment with something, anything, to prove you still exist. That is the pattern of the three. Brilliant, exhausting, unsustainable. So here's what I need you to hear. Life Path 3. You are not your output. You are not your performance. You are not the applause. Your value doesn't disappear when the room goes quiet. Your worth doesn't vanish when you stop creating. You don't have to earn love by entertaining people. The world needs your creativity. It needs your light. It needs the way you make people feel alive. But the world also needs you whole. And you cannot be whole if you never stop performing. Here's the shift. Create for yourself first, not for the audience, not for the validation, not to prove you matter. Create because it's how you breathe. And then, only then, share it if you want to. The most powerful thing a Life Path 3 can do is learn to exist without an audience, to sit in stillness and not feel like they're disappearing, to create something and never show it to anyone. Because that's when the gift stops being a cage. That's when creation becomes sacred again. Not a performance, not a plea for validation, just expression, pure and free. Now, if you're thinking, this just sounds like insecurity. Everyone wants validation. This isn't numerology, it's psychology. Fair point. The need for external validation is universal. But the Life Path 3's relationship with it is specific. Most people want to be seen. The 3 believes they only exist when they're being seen. Most people enjoy applause. The 3 needs it to feel real. Psychologically, this maps onto what researchers call conditional self-worth, the belief that your value depends on your achievements or how others perceive you. But here's what makes the 3 unique. They don't seek validation through success alone. They seek it through expression, through making people feel something, through being unforgettable. That's not insecurity. That's the 3's sacred purpose distorted by fear. The challenge for the 3 is reclaiming creation as an act of devotion to themselves, not a performance for others. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Life Path 3. What would you create if no one was watching? If there were no likes, no comments, no applause, no one to impress, no one to prove yourself to? What would you make just because it wanted to be made? Because you are a Life Path 3. You were born to create, to express, to light up the world. But you were not born to perform endlessly. You were not born to tie your worth to how entertained people are by you. The world needs your creativity, but it needs the real version. The one that comes from joy, not from desperation. The one that comes from wholeness, not from the fear of being forgotten. And that version, it only appears when you stop creating for the audience and start creating for yourself. If you're a Life Path 3, drop a 3 in the comments and tell me, what would you create if no one was watching? I read every comment, and I genuinely want to know. If this video resonated with you, share it with the creative in your life who never stops performing. They need to hear this. Next week, we're diving into Life Path 4, the builder who forgot to build their own life. If you're a 4 or you know one, it's going to sting. I am Sage. Stay blessed, stay aligned, peace and light.